BTS News Today. No one truly expected that night to become one of the most stirring moments in the career of a global star named Jungkook. With nothing more than a live broadcast, something that appeared simple on the surface, he managed to shake the hearts of millions of his fans. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, once again proved that the spontaneous interactions he shares can give birth to stories far deeper than mere light entertainment on a phone screen. That broadcast was not just an ordinary live. It became an unspoken confession about his dedication, struggles, and love that he had long kept hidden behind his smiles, laughter, and the gleam of his eyes on stage. When the Weverse live notification appeared, ARMY from all around the world rushed to their screens. The clock struck midnight in Seoul, while in other parts of the world some were just waking up, and others stayed awake, unwilling to miss a precious moment with their idol. Jungkook appeared in a simple look, wearing a plain black t-shirt with his hair still slightly messy, as if he had just come from the practice studio. His eyes seemed a little tired, but his smile radiated warmth and sincerity. There were no extravagant decorations behind him, no dramatic lighting, just him sitting in a chair with a glass on the table. Yet, it was that very simplicity that made the atmosphere feel intimate, as though he was speaking directly to each person watching. In the opening minutes, Jungkook only greeted fans, asked how they were, and shared little stories about his day. But as time went on, the mood of the broadcast began to shift. He started to sing, humming a few lines of songs that suddenly came to his mind. His voice was clear, even though it was only coming through a phone microphone. ARMY sat still, mesmerized, flooding the comments with words of longing, love, and pride. Yet what made this broadcast surprising wasn't just the beauty of his singing, but the way Jungkook, perhaps without realizing it, opened the door to the inner world he rarely showed. A long pause followed after Jungkook set down his guitar, having just sung a heartfelt ballad. He bowed his head slightly, then drew in a deep breath. The camera caught the look in his eyes, which had suddenly turned more serious. In that silence, he began to speak softly, as though every word required great courage. He didn't explicitly say dedication or sacrifice, but his sentences painted the picture of a long journey filled with silence and solitude. He shared how he often felt alone behind the glittering stage lights, how endless hours of practice left him with physical and mental wounds, and how the pressure of expectations sometimes made him want to give up. But through it all, Jungkook emphasized that the reason he endured, the reason he continued to sing, was because of his love for music, for BTS, and for ARMY. He said there were things he could never fully express through ordinary words, dedications that could only be understood through the voice he gave on stage or the fleeting gaze caught by a camera. Those words brought tears to countless fans in the comments. Many felt that in that moment, Jungkook wasn't just their idol, but a human being laying bare his wounds and his love before them. The broadcast was then filled with spontaneous moments that only deepened the sincerity of the night. He chuckled at ARMY's funny comments, then grew quiet again when he came across messages full of support. More than once, he seemed to hold back tears, not from sadness alone, but from an overwhelming sense of gratitude. He realized how powerful the bond was between himself and millions of people he had never even met. That Jungkook's unspoken dedication shone through in the smallest gestures. The way he looked into the screen, as if truly meeting the eyes of every fan watching. The way he listened, even though the comments scrolled by too fast for anyone to keep up. The way he answered with honesty, though he could have chosen to hide his vulnerability. All of this was a form of dedication that couldn't be explained merely by saying he loves his fans. It was deeper than that. It was the courage to remain human in a world that demanded he always be perfect. What made the moment even more surprising was how the broadcast ended. After nearly 2 hours of singing, talking, and sharing stories, Jungkook looked into the camera with a gentle smile. He didn't give a long farewell, just a simple sentence. "I'll keep trying, for you, and for myself." Then the screen went black. Something so short, yet it left a long echo in the hearts of those watching. As though he was saying that true dedication doesn't need to be displayed through grand speeches or dramatic actions, but through consistency, honesty, and the courage to keep walking, even on a rocky path.